Hello everyone. So for my new subscribers and for my my dear old subscribers who love to see, I have a dumpster. It has wheels and I wish they squeaked like the tanks did in the parade, but I can't make them squeak. So anyway, I've had it for years. I bought it on Amazon way back when. And I bought stickers. So anyway, the troll, it didn't come with this push pin, but you know, I mean, it fits in his mouth just perfectly. They made him totally orange. Nice little suit. There we go. He lives there. And I found this information on the internet, the actual name of Trump. Means he's bent, broken, crooked. So, like slamming the lid. This reading is for Tuesday, August 5th, 2025. I'm using the Radiant Rider Tarot, but or Rider Waite, Radiant Rider Waite. But I've trimmed the cards down so they're borderless, and I have my scribbles, my astroglyph scribbles on them. So anyway, August 5th, health-wise, what's coming up, dude? What are you going to be experiencing, Donald John Trump? Don the election con. Diarrhea, liarrhea, Don the con. Every time he says a word. And I'm wondering, like, how he... how is he doing? Because Melania, naked Melania photos just keep flowing from the Kremlin. Way to burn. Sick burn. Okay. Whoa. Okay, so Two of Wands. Oh my goodness. The cards crack me up. Two of Wands reversed is somebody who's just so afraid of change, right? And they go through life just trying to like mow down everyone else. Because it's Mars and Aries, right? That's not a good, it's hard to handle that kind of fire. And all of life is a power management issue for us humans, right? I mean, you know, just think about it. So if we handle our power correctly, we put our power in the into the force of love. If we are always choosing love and being kind to each other, which there's no way I can be kind to this guy. I don't know what I'd do if I were face to face with him. I probably would throw up on him. I don't know what I would. Oh, yeah, that's a funny thing to think about. What would you do if you were face to face with him? Let me know. My goodness. But you know, be careful. Don't put some words in there that'll get me in trouble, or I'll just have to delete them. So anyway, when it comes to the Two of Wands in the reverse position, it's, you know, he's not planning well, because this card is all about planning and making good decisions, planning into the future when it's upright. But when it's reversed, no, he's just so afraid of change, and he's not planning well, and he's just mowing everyone down, and he's just got to be better than others. But when it comes to health, this is a card of accidents. And his big challenge for the day is, I don't know, is he still throwing ketchup in the White House? I mean, he did that a lot in his last term. So it makes me wonder. Now, when a card comes through in the challenge position, so this one's the forces in motion for the whole day. So he's accident prone all day. When it comes to the crossing card, in the challenge position, I have to read it as a reversal. I mean, those are my rules. So we're in the realm here of hitting that boiling point. It could be a fever, it could be an infection. He could just be blowing his top, like I said, throwing ketchup at the walls again. It could be high blood pressure that throws him into shock somehow. It's definitely about exploding and anger and attacks and accidents and being affected by all of your terrible decisions and actions that you've made in the past. So there's that. And it could be all these little rebellions that are going up all over the world and all in the United States about him, for him. I have a couple other readings I want to do on that, but let me just stick with him. So in the morning, we've got the King of Swords reversed and the Queen of Pentacles reversed. So with the oh wait, hold on, kitty time. I ordered some rainbow ones, so when I get those, we'll have some fun. So anywho, King of Swords reversed. Well, we're in that realm of any air sign man. So yeah, of course, his dad was a Libra. Epstein was an Aquarius. And I'm not sure who so in the morning, it's what's coming through for him on the level of health, first of all, are kidney problems and nervous system imbalances and diabetes, blood sugar issues. That goes with all the cards we just keep getting that message, right? But when it comes to a person, this is somebody who's ruthless. What is Murdoch's? I can't remember Murdoch's sign. I mean, Peter Thiel is a Libra. Epstein's an Aquarius. The other men, let's see. Let me think. There are tons of. I mean, we've got Hog's Breath. We've got Rubio. We've got Netanyahu. We've got Mikey Johnson. He's an Aquarius. But the other one, as far as air signs, I'm remembering even Alex Jones. So there's that. Something first thing in the morning, I think people are talking about him. And they're, some of them are maybe just biased. That would go with this card. But other times they're manipulating things. Maybe they're talking about him being an abusive tyrant and they're just very, very critical of him. But it could be any one of those other men they've had it with him. Because, see, his initiation with all the tariffs all over the world, that has put, anybody that knows anything about economy, again, the firk around and find out stage of reality, right? Even if they voted for him and they thought he could manipulate him, it's not working out at all. So there's that. And everybody's mad at him for one reason or another. And the more he tries to deflect away from Epstein, because this could definitely be this one here, this information. Now, Ghislaine Maxwell is a Capricorn. So wouldn't you think that this is her, Epstein and Ghislaine? Right? He can't get away from it. Meanwhile, naked photos of Melania keep coming out. Midday, Taco caves in. He loses the hillbilly brawl. Shout out to the Tarot twins, or Tarot by the Bay and the twins. So 5 of Wands when it comes to health is chronic fatigue and heart problems, because it's Saturn causing restriction, Leo, the life force and the heart. Yeah. So he's having to compromise. he's trying to avoid more conflict, but he just can't help himself because that's who he is. And, maybe he's just focusing more on his own goals, but he forgets that he lives on this planet with so many other people. Now, when it comes to the King of Cups reversed, if we look at just the health, this is stomach and digestive problems. This is somebody who's untrustworthy and gives bad advice. This is someone who's an addict and selfish and emotionally unstable and manipulative. And it's my Elon Musk card because he's a Cancer. But it could also be Kash Patel giving him trouble. It could also be, what's his name, it's possible, the Secretary of Commerce. I don't know, the guy's such a bootlicker anyway. But no... Yeah, I'm saying Lori's name because it's burned in my brain. Nutlick. His name's Howard Lutnick. What a name! You can imagine what he's gone through as a kid. My God, especially as a teenager. Oh, I shouldn't laugh about that. I don't like bullies. So anyway, later in the evening. So he's fending off problems, but he's trying to focus, but he has more problems than just himself and his health, and it's all adding to his stress on his body. It's all affecting his health in a negative way. Here, if I do this, maybe you can see the artwork a little better. Oop, there we go. Okay. So, in the evening, somebody's trying to bribe him and they're stronger than him, or he acquiesces, okay, keep your mouth shut and yeah, I'll give you what you want. And it could have to do with Ghislaine. Now that's another thing. I don't know, what's his name? Todd, I have to look that up. Maybe you guys can help me out with that one. Todd Blanche. I don't know what sign he is. Because he's the one, if maybe he's a Cancer, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Maybe he's the King of Cups for the day. For me, it's always hard to zone in on which one it is unless I go with looking at the other cards. But we have compromise here. I'm sure this is Epstein and Ghislaine. I'm positive about that. I can feel it. And here, with the King of Pentacles, we're in the realm of trying to control someone who's easy to bribe. Yeah. Now, and keep your mouth shut, right? So I feel Ghislaine's all over, because that's the main thing. But also, who else? Let me think. Ronnie Jackson, he's not his doctor anymore. I don't know what sign his new doctor is. I don't even know his name. But when it comes to the King of Pentacles, it could be, I don't know if he's talking to RFK Jr. in late night. It's a Stephen Miller card. He's a Virgo. RFK Jr. is a Capricorn. Yeah, I doubt he's talking to MBS. He's a Virgo too. But something about keeping your mouth shut is what I'm getting there. I'll pay or I'll do. I'll give what you want. Just keep your mouth shut. I think it's Ghislaine. Right? I mean, what else? Okay. Later in the evening, middle of the night, I should say, when it comes to what's going on with him, when it comes to health, when we have the Eight of Swords reversed, again, this is like connective tissue, respiratory, like the connective tissue that helps your lungs take in air and that natural, just breathing that most people do. Well, I think he has long COVID, and but this card rules all the arteries in the body, and especially the respiratory, the lungs. And when it's reversed, it's like he needs breathing room. So I'm wondering if he has someone come in and try to assess the situation and evaluate what's going on. and help him out with this Seven of Pentacles here. Because this is somebody that, brings in something to help him have some expansion, or at least reevaluate the situation. Yeah, to keep going. I'm not getting really much else. Yeah, okay. At the bottom of the deck, which for me is the top of the deck because I shuffle the other way and flip over because it's faster for me. So, but then I probably slow everything down by reading the 2 cards on the bottom. But the cards on the bottom of the deck I look at as foundational for the day. So I think that always with all these readings that these 4 cards are really important. The 6 of Cups has him in the past. It has him looking for gifts. On the level of health, it has to do, it's one of my cards for, somebody could be kind to him, but this is one of my cards for dementia, Alzheimer's. Mostly this card, actually. Now, when it comes to the 9 of Swords, reverse, no less. This is headaches. He's got, probably migraines on a daily basis because we know he rarely drinks water, and his addiction to Diet Coke with the aspartame, that absolutely dries out all the mucous membranes and it causes problems with the head. And the long-term damage with aspartame is pretty bad. And, so that's a real thing there for him. Now, this is also one of my cards for like falling up or down stairs. And when it's reversed, definitely falling, tripping or falling. But when it comes to other reverse meanings, this is like going through the dark night of the soul. And I don't know that he's ever gonna have his come to Jesus moment. I don't know that he would ever surrender like that and ask for spiritual help without demanding it. And who would answer him, right? He hasn't done enough work to deserve trustworthy answers. He's been in this realm of darkness for so very long. So anyway, when it comes to health, this is a card of obsessive compulsive disorders. This is a card for, when it's reversed, for headaches, migraines, hot flashes, and like I said, falls. Oh, I forgot, insomnia. It's when this card's reversed, it's worse. It's bad enough when it's upright because, we're in fears and anxiety and you're overthinking, and there should be guilt and regret coming through so that you can process it through and clear it out, but not him. He doesn't. He just projects everything outward like the lizard brain that he is. So I'm reading it as severe depression, but he's not facing the feelings so that he can process them through. Right? That's how to get out of that vicious circle, but he's not doing it. Instead, he just goes back to the past. Naturally just goes back to the past, and somebody needs to rescue me, or somebody needs to do, because that's what he was used to having done for him. So, okay, well, that's it. I'll just get this uploaded and get to some other readings. Okay, I hope you have a wonderful Tuesday. Bye.